Alrighty, welcome back. We're feeling better today. We're feeling a lot better. We've got some parts. We've sent for a few things. We usually get our parts at Speedway Motors, and the reason I like to order there is because it's generally a one-shop stop. You just they basically sell just about everything. And what we've got, I'll show you what we've got, but the main thing we're going to play with today is I've got the shifter, and we're on air, and Jolene got me a brand new shirt. Huh? She got me looking spick and span this morning, and this is a shirt that you can win. That's Bad Chad and Queen Jolene. And if you want to buy that shirt, she's got it on there for $25. Free shipping anywheres in where?
Canada, the States, and the UK.
You can get it for free shipping, $25.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Man, that's a good price. Man, you're doing good, baby. Anyways, this is the shifter that we got. We've got a couple little things for Jolene's car. We got the hind joints for the back that we're missing. We're going to put the flex lines on. We got a couple little brackets there we're going to bolt on. We didn't weld them on the car. And I'm glad that we did not, because they got the hexagon or whatever that shape is to fit the flex line perfectly. I'm happy with that. We also, I'll put this down for a second. We'll show you everything we got. It's called show and tell. We actually got the other door handle for the other side of her car, so now we can mess with the door handles. And we can cruise on with Jolene's cars, just there's different things to do, that's all. Like, we'll see if we can jump on the interior and go with that, or jump on, there's a whole bunch of other things to do. So let's give a little shout out to Jolene and say, it's all good, baby. We've got the other door handle for the other side. We got the joint for my steering on Elvis. It was a 3/4 inch round to a 3/4 inch round, but we wanted a 3/4 inch round. That's for the steering box, and then we wanted a double D shaft for the new I Did It steering column that we ordered, or I don't know if it's I Did It or I think it's I Did It, but that's a double D shaft where it's round plus the 2 square sides on it. So we've got that now, which is really good because now the steering can be hooked up. And we also got, I know it's a big day, this is the steering column drop. So this would go underneath the dash. This would bolt to the dash here, and then the steering column actually would go through this hole. Has some Allen keys up in there. You can see it comes apart. You can't really tell there, but you will when you take it apart. But it has Allen keys up in there, and then you pull that off. Steering column goes through there, and this can be angled at any angle, and this would bolt to the dash. Basically, what I'm trying to do with Elvis is I'm trying to make it look as nice as possible for the least amount of money. So as I did the dash, and we used the Bad Chad flexible chrome there, and we put that on there, the chrome looks nice on there. We'll just go over here and take a look for a second, just kind of showing you how I'm going about it the best I can to make it as cheap as I can. And as I'm talking about that, I was thinking about why do they not have it would sort of be fun to have a budget build. You know what I mean? A budget build where you get a certain amount of money spent on the car, and you do the best you can and become creative and show the car with creativity instead of having all that money. You watch the Detroit Riddler or whatever it is. There are millions of dollars that they put in them cars. It'd be nice to see a show put on it where it's the budget build, where you're only allowed to put so much money into it. And basically that could be from buying a cheaper motor, detailing it, and making it look nice, to using the flexible chrome, to using side pipes that you buy reasonably, or whatever. It's just it would really bring out the creativity, and then have just money thrown at something to build something. It'd be kind of cool to have it that way. I don't know how you would control how much money someone has spent on something. But it would be fun to, have that sort of competition, I guess. A lot of the competitions with these cars that you see at car shows, a lot of it's got to do with how much money you have, and money should not control creativity. As I get going here, I get talking about that. The steering wheel there, all the chrome on this car, when I get it done, I really would like to have it either really nice or looking new. So basically that's why the dash is the way it is. I cut all the radio out of it because it had pits in it. I cut the heater and stuff out of it because it was pitted. The dash thing door, or the dash thing, was sort of pitted. The stainless around the steering wheel, it's just sort of pitted, and it just kind of, it takes away from, you know, how good you want to make something look. When you put new paint on something that's not matching the new paint, like I'm going to use the bad shed flexible chrome around the windows. We'll polish the stainless that was on it and do the best we can. The drip rail moldings, we'll use the bad shed flexible chrome and that sort of stuff. But basically I'm going to want to make it look the best it can, most reasonable as can. It's like the console I bought. The shifter's got a few pits in it. The stainless running down the side of it's okay, and it could be restored, obviously. Yes, it can be. But what I've done is I've went out and bought a shifter for the console that we have, so the shifter looks new. And basically what I did is I bought the cheapest, not the cheapest, the most reasonable. I keep saying that word, cheap. Cheap is not, nothing's cheap, I guess. Most reasonable shifter that I could. The chrome is nice on it. The shifter ball is nice on it. It's brand new, but it's a reasonable price thing. It was $137 American. It's reasonable. And I'm going to fit that shifter in there, and I've got all the pieces here to do it. So now I'm going to do it with you and show you what I'm going to do on this. I've got the console in there now, and I think I explained it on the last time we were doing the videos. I think I explained it that, I'm going to get a knee pad over here. I think I explained it that when I put it in there on the old console, if you can see, you turn around, you want to see it on the bench there, back there, baby. If you want to turn around there, it's on the bench back here in the paint room. You can see where the armrest is behind the shifter. It's filled in down there, and I did not finish that part because I did not have a shifter yet, and I did not know what I wanted to do with the shifter, and I wanted to be able to see. I wanted to be able to see in here when I put the shifter in, or see there, or see wherever what I was doing, and I didn't want to weld that in. But when I put the console in there, I really liked that I could see this. It looked like it was floating back here, and I enjoyed it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it. I'm going to do a little bit of adjustment here. I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to cap it in. Like I'm going to take a piece of metal or a piece of paper and cap this piece in so it fits down front here. It closes it off. But I'm going to mount my shifter up here so you cannot see where the shifter mechanism is and all that stuff. Shifter's going to come up through here, obviously. Don't care if it's in the distance of the armrest or not. When I'm probably going to put it in drive like a normal human being. I'm not going to be griefing on it and jamming on it and all that sort of stuff, I do not think. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount that shifter up in here, and I'm going to cap this back here, and I'm going to leave that so it's a floating console in the back, and I just feel like that's going to look really nice. But basically what I'm going to do at the present moment is I'm going to mark that where I can put the shifter at. I'm going to mount the shifter, and then I can put a hole in that and know where it's going to go, and then put it down on, and then I'll cover the back in. So I basically will have a floating console in the back. I still got to make the armrest for the top yet, but I basically have not touched it since the last time. And the last time was before we started detailing Jolene's motor. Yeah, so let's get at it. I'm going to take a marker. I got a marker in my pocket. I can see that right here, it's, you know, we're basically hard up on the firewall there. I need to have a mark to show me where the shifter can go, and I can see right along this line right here, right along that line there. I have to be in front of that for the shifter, and it has to be in front of it on the other side also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pluck that off. I'm going to measure a distance first and see how high up I want it, because I can mount that. Or I can just take a look at the shifter for a second. I took a look at it. It's kind of a simple thing. You push down. It's got a little pin right there, You push down on it, and then you push back, and it would put it in gear. Not obviously, but that's what works. That's how it is there. I'm not sure if that piece on this side has to be turned around or not, so that's there, or it locks all the way back and you have to push it down to go ahead. Not sure yet. But this is the bracket that's going there. This is the bracket that would go to my shifting lever on my transmission. I looked on the transmission, and all it is a bracket about that long, and it's just hanging straight down. And there's a pin at the bottom. I don't know if it comes out. It must come out. There's a pin at the bottom, so it's about that long, and it's flat. So basically what I see is going on, they've sent a bunch of different brackets here, and I generally don't get into reading the directions. I should, but I generally don't. I generally look at a picture, and then I go for it. Okay. Alrighty. Basically, what's going on is on the transmission, on the one transmission that's in this car, I'm just going to show what it has. A lever coming down, something like that, but it's straight, and it does not have that on it. It has something in there. All I would do is drill it out, so it has a hole in it. So basically, what I'm thinking is, and you can see this here, looks exactly like that. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's got that bend on it. The lever's not hanging up that way; it's hanging straight down. So this rod here, obviously, you can see how it goes. This is the rod here. This is the rod here. And like always, there are more than one way to skin the rabbit. Basically, that bolts on there like that. This could be bolted to the floor. This could be down inside underneath the floor. You could cut a slot in your floor and shove that down in there. Yes, you could. But basically what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this up a little bit higher, because I like all this chrome. I like all this. If I mount it right on the floor, it looks like I might get about that much, maybe, of the shifter if we go over and take a look at it. But this will mount on here. Did you get to see that all well? Did I hold that long enough so everybody got to see? Yeah, so that's going to mount on there. And then we have a rod. This mounts on there, and this shifter goes back and forth. That rod mounts in there, and then this sticks in here, and it goes the other way. Obviously, that would go in there with the cotter pin, and then you'd have there's another piece in there that has the exact same piece on here, but it screws on this, and it would cotter pin to my straight lever on my transmission. So that's how it's shifting right there. That runs sitting on the car, goes down through the floor, goes up to the transmission to the flat bar. And basically it has a whole bunch of different pieces here that can help you do that. There's a bunch of different pieces there. Looks like that piece right there that piece right there. Let's take it out. Why not? That's what we're doing. That piece right there could bolt to your transmission, obviously. Your transmission pin could go through that. You bolt that to your transmission, and then that lever runs to this, and that runs to your shifter. Back and forth, back and forth. I'm pretty sure that you would adjust that so it's in park. So you would have it so it's in park. Or you might even do it all the way down. And there's some different basic holes, I guess, for different applications. And there's another thing for different applications. See, that could even go on there instead of having the long one if you want it to. If you only want a short mechanism there instead of having this long bar there. But it's pretty basic, I guess. All that stuff's there. The shifter is new. It's $138, $138 American. We have a little boot with it. We're not going to end up using the boot. No, we're not going to end up using the boot because we've got a Frenched piece that this shifter is going to come up through. There's some bolts and nuts and all that stuff. There's the piece that goes through, and I'm going to put that down in here because I don't want it to take off. There's a piece that screws on to this thing to make it go into the shifter, and that screws in there and go into the shifter or the mechanism on the transmission. It has, I don't know what that's for, to be honest with you. There's a gasket there. There was some stickers in this box. I don't know where they're at, but there they are. And then I can even got that for us that we can put on there. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that to come up through. I want that to come up through. It's going to come up through out here somewhere. Let's grab the shifter for a second. I might get something done today. We're on air. Shifter's going to be right about here somewhere. Not that way, obviously. Shifter's going to be right about there somewhere. And it's not going to be up that high, obviously. But you can see if I drill holes and I mount it onto the floor, I'm only going to have, so if I take that distance there and go up to there, I'd have to take it off here, so I'd only have about that much. I'm not sure if I want that much. I like the shape of that shifter. I think I'll get it up off the floor, and that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to get it up off the floor. So what I'm going to have to do is get it up off the floor. So if I want it, say if I want it there, I'm not sure how tall I really want the shifter, to be honest with you. I like all the shifter, but if I can come up somewhere like, I'm not sure. How high do you think you'd like it? Hard to say. Sitting up there like that, it's quite tall. I'd like to go here, would it not?
Yeah.
About there would be good. So I'm going to just do a measurement here, and that's why I left the bottom off of the. That's why I left the bottom off the console, and by leaving the bottom off the console, left creativity. That's what happened. Creativity come from that. And what I did is I used that console in there to go off of and make something. And now I'm making creativity out of something that, that I see, that I like when something's not finished. I just want it taken. I'm kind of guessing, like I always do. And we're right down in there, right in. So I'm saying about 6 inches. 6 inches from the top to the bottom of that thing. So we got 6 inches. Let's take this console out and mount the shifter. I'm going to take a mark that in there right now. Get a marker. I had a marker. And when I look at it, it's sort of, I should almost have the seat out of this thing, but I'm not getting underneath it to take the seat out of it right now. What it looks like is that I can bring that, the shifter has to be in front of this line. Has to be in front of that line. And yeah. And we're saying 6 inches. To the bottom of that, to the floor. I can't go to the top of this. Got to go to the bottom of this, to the floor. So I'm saying about 6 inches. That'd be close enough. So let's pull that console out, and we'll see a line, and then we'll try to make a mount for this shifter, and then we'll try to cut the hole in the console to see what it looks like. That's basically what we're going to try to go for. The end result. That's what I'm going to go for. And then see yeah, I won't go there yet. We're doing something else right now. Everything's sharp, or just trying to be careful. We've never taken this out and shown yet what it looks like, but we will right now. There's basically what it looks like. That might have to cut it out of there, but I tied that together. That's basically what it looks like underneath. I don't know. Nothing special, just metal welded together piece by piece with Bristol board or cardboard, Bristol board. And there's the pieces that fit the console. I told we'd put them in later. We didn't show doing that. But I just took and run cardboard up the side there. That goes in towards the transmission tunnel. And that's what was supposed to go on here. There was supposed to be another piece that went down towards the floor. We're not going to do that now because I like how it floats. So we're going to end up running a piece of metal on this and just capping it all the way around. So this is going to be flat here. You're not going to see anything. Just so a piece goes in there. We'll cap it off in the back, make a top for the glove box, and then we'll go from there. Basically. Alrighty. So the shifter has arrived. So we're staying right about there. We got a tunnel in there now. That's fine. We got, baby's gonna touch me. I love when she touches me. Jolene looks amazing today. She looks amazing on the t-shirt, does she not? So I'm gonna say about 6 inches. So I'm just gonna say we're gonna go here somewhere. I'm gonna get my tape measure again. Where did I put that bad boy? I'm gonna get another tape measure. No, it's right there. Well, I don't really have to do that in there, 6 inches, but I'm just kind of looking at it, I guess. No. So that's backwards. Sometimes this stuff can get, no, I've got 6 inches, can only go to the top of that, and I'm saying that's close enough. So 6 inches there. So I'm gonna do a 3-inch raise on this. And what's going to happen when I make a 3-inch raise on this? That's going to be I guess I'm going to go up 3 inches and make a bracket that holds the shifter bolts to. What am I going to say? Then the piece on this side that bolts to that long arm, well, then I'm going to have to cut a slot on this side for that arm to go down through on the side of the transmission to run up to my rod. I might even maybe even take the tape off, knock off the spot welds. I just spot that on there, and then I can see exactly what's going on. I just put that tape on there because it looked poopy because of the spot welds. It was not finished. But the bracket that I make and set on the floor is going to be 3 inches to raise the shifter up 3 inches, because we got 3 inches. I'm saying 3 inches there. Yeah, it's basically 3 inches there, a little shy of 3 inches. We don't have to be exactly right to the top of that thing. So I'm going to raise it up 3 inches. We'll mount the bracket to the floor. We'll tack it to the floor. We'll just kind of tack everything so we can take it back off if there's any problems. And then what I'll do is I'll end up bringing the console back over, taking the shifter knob off. I'll know where the shifter's at because we'll tack it to the floor. And then I can cut a hole in the console to allow for the shifter. That's exactly what I'm just talking it over in my brain and talking it over with you. So I'm going to make a stanchion that holds this first. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to do it with some metal. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, I got the shifter here. Just kind of working it over my head. I usually don't set everything up. I try to keep you involved on everything. I've got some angle iron here. There, look at that. Got some angle iron right there. I use that on the coupe in the back. You can remember when I bent it. And that's very easy to bend. When you cut it like that, you can bend it. Anyways, I got some pieces here. What I'm thinking about doing is cut the piece, put a piece and bolt it there, and bolt one on this side. I'll have to run it this way, obviously, so it does not affect anything. And then we'll make 3-inch legs for this. And then that can be welded to the floor. I think we just weld that to the floor. I don't see any reason why we have to do anything and then weld it to the floor. It would never rip off, I wouldn't think. But we could bolt it to the floor or we can weld it to the floor. Does not make a whole lot of difference, I guess. We might bolt and weld, who knows. But right this present second, I'm going to take my marker. I might even use a drill, because maybe I might drill some holes. With that, I even got a drill bit in there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, got a drill bit. This is a brand new occasion using a drill. Jolene, did I tell you look amazing today?
Yes.
Oh, she looks amazing. As always, I'm going to get a grinder, flapper wheel. I like the flapper wheels. I find that they grind really nice. The more and more I get looking at this car, I really like with no hood on it. I like it with no hood on it. Once all that stuff is painted, it's going to be a hard time for me. I really feel like getting this all painted black and white and having that coral red or coral, whatever it is, coral, it's going to look nice with the. I think I like having the hood hinges sticking up. I think it's just going to look different with the hood off. Yeah, it's going to be. I like it without the hood. That's not hard to believe, is it, baby? No. Now I got this plug in here. I gotta get a zip cut too now. Gee, I didn't get ready at all. Probably gonna wish that I had my plasma cutter out. I might get it out yet. The Tomahawk 375 Lincoln. And put that right there. Glasses. I'm just gonna knock the edge off this and straighten it out a little bit before I cut it. Nothing's gonna fall on this bench, I didn't think. Alrighty. Just going to set that on there for a second, just so I know the length that I want. And I'm going to want 2 of them, so I'll get my zip cut rocking and rolling. Where's mine at? Do we know? It doesn't matter. Not right this second, it doesn't. There's one. And we'll just mark it off this one. We're going to cut the line, and the reason we're going to cut the line because the line is actually bigger than the one we have right there. So you understand that. The piece that we want is on this side of the line, not on that side of the line, not in the middle of the line. That makes sense? Sure it does. Cutting the line. Now, if I bolt that there to there, I'm going to want some 3-inch lags. Am I not? Sure I am. But 3 inches. Not sure if I want to weld them on. How I want to weld them on. This is going to be. We're going to put that on like that so it doesn't affect the shifter. We got the shifter rod there. We're all the way down, so we know when we're all the way back we're the same. So this side and this side, it'll be the same. So we'll do it that way. That's how we're going to mount that. Let's drill some holes. Don't want to scratch the shifter, to be honest with you. I don't want to scratch the shifter. I want to bolt it that way. Hold it with my lips. We'll go for that. And it's quite close to the edge, so we're going to bring it in just a little bit. We're going to go there somewhere. Just bringing it back by doing it myself. I shouldn't have a problem doing that. What I'm going to do is I'll probably end up putting that in the vise, probably. I can actually do it right there. A pair of vice grips. I'm going to get the little hole punch. Try and do this as quick as possible. Sometimes little jobs like this are not quick jobs. They take time because you have to get as many tools out as if you were doing a big job. Little job, big job. I think I explained one time I restored a mini Austin when I first started this game. I did a mini Austin and I thought I could do it really quick. But not really, you know. The patches are all the same. Just because the piece is this big, it's easier to put on a quarter panel than to put a little tiny piece on and then try to sand that little tiny piece where it's at. You're doing the whole same process, welding it all on, grinding it off, filling it out. The quarter panel is the exact same way. It's just a little bit bigger, and it doesn't. You don't seem to do it any faster because it's smaller. It just means that it's smaller, more detail. I guess it was more detail. See if I can hold that on there. Actually, I don't want to do it there either. Flop that bench over. I'll do it in here. And I'm just gonna, this thing here is just gonna start me off, that's all. If it works. It worked. Let's plug our drill in. I like buying reasonable stuff to make things look good. You know, you have to think about this one. If I went outside, like I went and got that shifter and console, I bought the man from had the Ozenbiel. The reason I went down there and got that is because it had the console, it had the shifter, and everything was taken out. If I have to go outside and peel a shifter out of a car, like if you had a Mustang out there and had a T shifter out there with whatever. If you have to go out outside and pull the console out, pull the carpet out, take off the bolts to get the shifter out, jack the car up, get underneath the car and try to take all the mechanism off the car to get it out, how much time you would have taken. For $138, the amount of time and effort that I've saved probably would pay for that shifter twice. You know, if you were paying somebody, if you were doing it and you're paying for your own time, you probably pay for that shifter twice by the time you got that shifter out of that car and unhooked, rang in, clean, whatever. And then when you got it in here, how good would it look as good as that? Would it be new looking? That's the game I play in my head sometimes when I buy things. You have to think of what it would cost, or what it would take to go get that piece, and how much time would it take. I'm going to get a little bit of oil, and I don't think I hit that hole there. Just a dab. Just a dab will do me. That's just air tool oil. That's not on there tight. I bet you there's a lot of people out in YouTube land that's proud of me using a drill today, eh? As long as I don't get hurt. Some would care and some wouldn't. It's true, the slower you run that drill, the better it works for you. It's true. Just going back and forth, trying to keep it as cool as possible. I'm going to drill a couple more holes, obviously. Just want to see if it's going to line up or not. Perfect. I'm thinking. Good. That was a kiss for you, Jolene. That was a kiss for you. Now, I like that hole, but I don't like. I want this one to come back just a little bit more. Put it in the middle of them. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. Nope. Let's go right to the other one so it don't. Ah. Shame. Let's do that again so I can. Taking off on me. Stop it. Just like that. I'm going to take that off. So these are the pieces I'm going to bolt to the shifter. And then we'll have to make legs. Just going to take off the corners. Be very careful with these flapper wheels. They'll sand your fingers off. They will. They'll sand your fingers off. Alrighty. Saying that's okay. Now I think what I want to do is I want to bolt them on right now. Hoping that they'll work. That one's close. And your reason being it's close, as you can see where we're locked up in there. It's not going to come back any further, but when we bolt that on there, how close that is to hitting. That's all. But when you're building cars, that's basically what all it has to be. It's close. You know, if it's close, it's good. Just ask anything about Jolene's car. It's all close, every bit of it. Now I just want to get some, thought I might have some brand new hardware over here for that, maybe, but I think the hardware I need is probably right over in that bag, probably. But they looked a bit long, that's all. Let's see if these fit. If these fit, I'll use them. If they don't fit, we'll go to the bag. No fit. It's always nice when you dump out this stuff and you don't, and you wonder where everything goes. Now, does that fit that hole? Whoop, 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 whoop. Alrighty. I think that's what we'll do. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have everything to go with it. How am I doing that? Let's do it this way. Let's put this one in this way. Let's check this out first. Oh yeah. Probably should have a washer on the top of it. Am I in too far? Nope. See what happens here. I can scoop that out a little bit. So we're going to be the exact same distance I can see on the front as when this pulls back as it is going to the front. So there, and being there, I think it's going to be the exact same distance. What I'm going to do is it's not hitting. Have to cut the bolts off, obviously. I think I'll go up through and then I can cut them off from the top, so I think I'll put them through the other way. And we got probably, I'm just going to take a little scoop out of it. It's not hitting. You can see right there, there's a little distance in between there, but I'm going to take a little scoop out of it for just because. So what I mean by take a little scoop, I'll just take a flapper wheel and I'll just take a little bit out of the center of it and take them off. And I'm going to put the bolts in the other way. I put the bolts up through and then I knot it and then cut them off. It's to be too hard to cut them off there, obviously. So I'm going to take this off. Hold this like this. Take a little shot at the center of this. Just round it out a little bit. Also, this is what I'm going to do because I'm messing around here. I want, like I said, I want the chrome and all the stainless to be as nice as possible without spending the big amount of bucks. If I don't look after it, I won't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some tape on the chrome. And I know what Jim's saying. Too much tape. So we'll just do that. Throw some tape on it, that way there nothing gets damaged, or not too much damage will happen. There, that'll help me when I throw sparks, or if I want to weld a piece, the legs on it. It's okay. Back to work. Okay. I just put that one piece down. Where did I put that one piece at? See where I threw that? It's in the vice grips. There it is. Just scooped it out there in the center a little bit so that it doesn't hit. I'm going to do the exact same thing to this one. You just got a little mark there on that. Just going to scoop it out because I know it's going to be close. It's close in the front. It's probably going to be close in the back. Just trying to make it look the best I can. Make it look the same. All right. Alrighty, let's get back at this. And we're doing it up through. That should be mounted fine. Come on. Seemed a bit shaky this morning, doing it not? I'm going to go over and get some flat washers. I want a flat washer. I almost enjoy a flat washer, or I do enjoy a flat washer over a lock washer. I do. 1, 2. The weather's nice here today. It's been nice the last couple days. And I'm telling you, it's really. We'll put a lock on, and we'll put that on. Do. Probably just could have put the lock washer on, I suppose, but it's not hitting. We got a nice little gap in there, a little bigger gap than we had before. You can see that. I'm going to tighten those up and cut those off. How's everything going, sweetheart?
Good.
Everything going good?
Yep.
Camera works amazing?
Hope so.
As always?
Hope so.
As always? Let's go as fast as we can. I shouldn't ask the time. I know better. We'll try to get this on the floor there. And then it's to cut a hole in the... Get a wrench and tighten them down. I'm hoping nothing has to be switched up there. Put some torque on her. And I want some tape on the shifter too, so when I cut the hole in the console, that I do not scrape the chrome. No, I don't want to scrape the chrome. Do it, baby.
No.
Nope. Brand new. Brand new. And you've got someone working on your car, and you should never lay your chrome down on the floor or anything like that, you know. And the reason being is you lay it on the floor, then it's able to get kicked or thrown around or scratched. I'm going to cut them off. We're not hitting either side. Did they see the bumper on everything? They seen the bumper and the Dagmars. The bumper looks really good. Dagmars are looking good. We sent away pictures to see what it's going to cost to get them done. And some people probably will want to know, and I probably will not mind letting you know because it is what it is. And basically, the money that is spent on the bumpers, or the bumpers and the Dagmar, will be the money that I've saved, everywhere else. Like, when I took the steering wheel off and just put a bullet on instead of doing all the chrome on the steering wheel, and all the radio stuff that I took out of the dash and deleted, and all the chrome that I've deleted is where the money is going to be spent on the bumper and the Dagmars. I'm going to leave the little jagged edge on the top of that, and the reason being is if the nut ever did come loose, it probably wouldn't come off anyways because it would get caught up on the jagged edge. Alrighty, so we know that we want to go, I want to go 3 inches on this, and it'll make it 6 inches, 3 inches here, and 3 inches of lag. So now I'm going to make, now I've got that done, I'm going to probably weld a lag on like that. So we'll I'll cut that off. We'll cut 4 3-inch pieces. That's what we're going to do. 4 3-inch pieces. I'm going to cut this off. We get 2 or 3 out of it, but we're not going to get all of them because it's got a cut mark in it. But whatever. And I'm actually doing this as quick as I can. And there's different ways to do it, that's for sure. There's different ways to do it. And this is the way I'm doing it. Cut the line. Another thing I'm going to say, generally, you always use the first piece that you cut as the pattern. So the first piece you cut is always the one that you use. So I wouldn't. So basically, you can if you want to, but basically the one I use to mark every piece is the first one that I cut. I would never want to pick that one up off the floor and then mark it again and then use the next one and so forth. The first one that you have marked, the first one you have measured, is generally your pattern. Generally. I'm a little bit shy there, so I'm going to go get a little piece of square tubing. So that one there is one of my arms. Wished I didn't have to get another piece, but I do. All right. Back to the floor. And you can write P on it if you want to. putting that down there because it'll probably end up falling anyways. I'm going to knock them all off, all the sharp edges. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's knock sharp edges off them. Bum, 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 bum. And when I weld the legs on it, this will all unbolt from the shifter, because I'm only going to weld it to the pieces that are bolted on. So when it's all done, the shifter will unbolt from this. So I think it was a good buy to buy the shifter brand new for the price it was, instead of going outside and trying to find something out of another car and rip it out. Because it's new and it's pretty. And it'll look the part, just like Jolene. New and pretty. And nice legs. Alrighty. I just want to look and see on the floor where I'm putting that. I'm just wondering. So I've got these legs here that would give me 3 inches. I got to weld them up there to give me 3 inches. If you know what I'm trying to tell you. Basically they should be up there. I'll weld along there. And where else? Then that means I can still get the nut out or the bolt out. Or I can weld it there and have a hard time getting the bolt out. So basically, I'm going to weld there. Let's do it this way. Let's weld it like that. That way there I can weld along here and maybe a little on the back. Sort of a different thing, I guess, what I got going on here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Weld it on just like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. And I'm going to tack each one on. I'm not going to burn every one of them on right at the present moment because I do not want to have to cut it off. If I have to cut it off, well then that means I can cut it off. I don't have to grind it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hammer to beat that on there a little further, I think I do. Or, nope, I'm alright with that. I got a little gap going on there, I'll just do it on each one to make it stick better. Alright, I'm going to turn the welder on, zap a couple on. Turn this all the way on. It shouldn't be empty. It's reading empty. I don't like the idea of that, but whatever. Oh, there's my... I don't even like I got a new hat on today. Baby dressed me right up. The new shirt, new hat. She makes me look good, boys, one way or another. She makes me look good. That's for sure. Now, I have the shifter taped up. The only thing that's showing is the mechanism that's going to be covered. So everything else I got covered up. And I'm just going to tack it at the top, tack it on that corner, and grab another corner and put it on. I'm just going to think here for a second. Let's just do this. I'm going to tack it on this side. It'd be hard to get off up in there, I think, so I'm just going to tack it again right here. That's called precision welding. And then when I get it, if I figured I like it, then I can zap a nice weld down along this piece here. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to put the shifter down because I know I'm not going to scratch it because I got tape on it. Let's grab another leg. Basically going to do the exact same thing. If I welded that silver piece there, I wouldn't be able to get it off. Did you bring them over? Mm-hmm. Man, I love you. Just going to do this for a second. Hoping that we haven't got nothing too big yet. Don't know yet. Not really paying attention, but. More or less just eyeing it up. No, I'm not more or less, I am eyeing it up. I see I might have an issue there already. With this piece bolting on here, with this piece here, might have an issue. Let's just keep going. Just keep going. Alrighty. And the reason I'm thinking I might have an issue, because that piece has got to be bolted onto that, and I've got to see what's going on. We're using, I don't want to get my hat dirty now. We're using, it's like a 1/8 plate angle iron, so I can grind some of it off. See that? We're gonna have a little issue there. Right, so I'm going to have to probably notch into this a little bit. Shouldn't hurt it any. We got this corner, so that shouldn't hurt it some, but we can see how I'm going to have to notch it in there, both front and back on one side. And you can see the distance that we're going to have to get in there quite a ways. We're going to have to knock this lag off a little bit. Just take a zip cut and cut up in there. Shouldn't be a problem. Should not be a problem. So basically what I'm saying is, this is the issues you come and you start making stuff. When I got that like that, it won't fit on there. You can see the hole. You can see the hole on the back side of this thing. See that hole. So basically what I think I'm gonna have to do is as I come in here and go up like this, and then I cut down there. So I would cut half of that leg out. I know this is coming back on this side, so I cut half of that leg out. And we still should have lots of meat just to hold the shifter. We got this big corner here, this big leg here. It's quite a strong piece actually. Once this is welded all the way along here, weld across the back, bolted there, it should be fine. It's an automatic shifter, not a 4-speed. It's a 4-speed or 3-speed automatic. bum, bum, bum. I'm gonna have to look see which way it goes. So this is the way it goes. So I'm saying we're right there somewhere. And by the looks of it, or the way I'm feeling, is that I probably would angle these off. Well, I guess it don't matter. Angle them off so they fit that nicer. Left my marker over there. I'm going to angle these off a little nicer. All I did is lay the marker on there. I don't know if I have this one going, I think. Just going to angle it off a little bit so it fits a little nicer. Probably going to tack this on in a couple places, just a couple tacks. Don't have to cut anything out of that floor yet. All I want to do is get the hole in the console so I can finish the console. I cannot, well, I can keep going with the console, but I want to get a hole put in that console so I know where I'm going, where the shifter's going. I'm going to try that first. I know I'm not on the line, but that marker was quite a... Ah, that fits really nice now. That fits really nice. So I know that that's basically it. Now I just want to know if I got it in the center of the car. And basically, I think I do. I think I do. Yeah, I was just kind of wondering how I'm going to get the... You know what I'm trying to say? How am I going to get to know where the hole is in the I suppose. I can guess, that's for sure. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tape off, get the shifter knob off, because this handle's going to have to go up through that console. I'm going to try to want to make a nice fitting cut is what I'm going to want to do. And what's the time?
108.
108. Do we keep going? Yeah, what the heck? We'll just keep going until we get a hole cut. We won't make it look pretty or anything, but what we will do is we'll do the guesswork, and you can see if I mess up or not. I mess up or not. I don't really want to mess up, but you know what I'm trying to say. I could actually cut the hole in the console and then place this where it's supposed to be and tack it in there. You know what I'm trying to say? I could put that. Yeah, I could. This has to come off. Is that threaded on there, baby?
I think so.
If it isn't, I got it turning. Oh, yeah. They didn't want it to come off. They put Loctite on it.
Did they?
I'm just joking. I don't know. But I like the shifter knob. It's okay. It's good. Classic. It's classic. Wow. Well done. It's on there nicely. So, what I'm going to do. What am I going to do? All right, this is how am I going to do it. I think I'm going to put the console back in. I think I'm going to guess where the hole is. Let's do this. So, if I'm going to do it right here. Basically what I'm going to do in the car anyways. Let's bring it over here. Grab that oil maybe. Then up against the wall so it can't fall, so it's kind of sticking straight. If I had the shifter right about there, and I'm up six inches. I'm saying my hole's right, I'm guessing, right here. And if I mess it up, I can always, what? What can I do? I can always bolt it back in. Sort of want the center too, you know. Nope, not center. Let's do this, cut it in half. That's better. Now, cut that out of there, that hole. And I'm just kind of guessing because this shifter is going to be right here, and I'm just guessing. You know, I'm just going right here. I knew I drew a line there on the console, on the floor of the car. I'm guessing that we got our shifter sitting on the line where we drew this. I'm looking up here, and I'm going straight up to there, and I'm saying we're right about there somewhere. Probably could come ahead a little bit further, but we got action there. So if I come back or forward a little bit too far or whatever, we're going to be okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drill each end. Sounded hard in the ears, wouldn't it? And then I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to put a little bigger drill bit in it. We'll have this thing setting on in seconds. I don't know about seconds, but I'm fibbing or exaggerating. Be a good size hole, I figure, wouldn't it? Yes. If you like my shirt, you can buy one for $25, free shipping. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Or you can comment and win one.
Or you can comment and win one, it's even easier. And someone got smart and did a bunch of comments, did they not?
Yeah.
Well, good on them. Oh, that's not plugged in. Don't know if I should be trying to drill that up there or on the floor. I'm going to hurt myself or not. Let's watch and see. That's what we do these videos for. See the real. Quite a soap opera it's turned into, I know that, isn't it? turned into quite a soap opera. Sorry, sweetheart. Wow. Hurting my ears. I'm going to stop that for a second and go get those. Found them.
Watch the.
On that hole, I'm thinking that you would maybe put something around it, like a little bit of, I don't know, something. Probably going to have to get rid of that round rod. Let's take that off. How am I going to do this? Take the shifter. Right after I get this sitting in there, whether it's a boo-boo or if it's good, if it's bad or whatever, I think we'll do the giveaway. Probably should have tape on that. Cross your fingers for me, people. Cross your fingers. And basically, I guess what's got to go on is that I have to be able to get can't even see. I got a little, don't like that, how tight that is right at the present moment. Well, we're going to leave it like that for the minute. This hole, I think, has to come back further by the looks of things. Not quite sure right at the present moment. All right, there's somewhat where we're at. Ouch. And we'll mess with it. No, it has to come. We have to come back. The hole has to come back further. And there might be something I have to do there after a bit. I'm not sure. But what I'm thinking is where I've got the hole. You can see the legs sitting up in the back. You see the legs sitting up in the back. So that means that shifter wants to pull back. So obviously I'm thinking that we have to bring the hole back further. And that's okay. We've only got a small hole there anyways. We barely get the shifter fit up through there. So we're looking pretty good. And all right, let's give away a hat or shirt. Let's do it. It's close for the first attempt, very close. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull it back off and play with the hole a little bit, make it a little bit longer or whatever I have to do to get that shifter sitting in the right place. And then I'm going to be able to cap that piece in on that console. We'll go from there. And the piece that goes on the floor, we're not sure if I'm going to weld that there, what I'm going to do, because I can always unbolt the shifter from the piece that I've welded on the floor. If I weld the legs on the floor, I still got them 4 bolts on the shifter that I can unbolt and take it off. So I'm okay there. We got a package in today from Australia. Awesome. We'll be doing a giveaway video here, not a giveaway, but a package opening video. And it's quite amazing. $67 for postage. Wow. Even just sending it here is a big gift. We want to thank people that do that sort of stuff. Wow. 877 comments. We want to thank you for all the comments, and you take your time to say something or whatever. Gives you a chance to win a shirt or a hat, just like I'm wearing. $25. Free shipping. Wow. Joe Cuz. That's right, Joe Cuz. Joe Cuz. Appreciate your respectful attitude, but you should name the shame and anyways for what he is, so people be aware not to deal with him. Well, that's not really up for us to do. Basically, it's not up for us to do. We just want to continue on. When you learn your lesson, just try to keep it, and basically that's about it. We've learned our lesson. We learned it a while ago, and it's just a moment in life that happens that you deal with, and you move forward. The quicker you forget, the quicker you move on, and those who forget quicker are happier. Guarantee it. Have a good one, everybody.